Welcome back to my online video tutorial series. At the end of this video, you should be able to find the tangential points for a line that touches two unequal circles. The diagram to my right shows two circles of unequal radius. Circle A has a radius of 25 millimeters. Circle B, which is 75 millimeters from A, having a radius of 15 millimeters. The rule for external tangent states that we always subtract the smaller radius from the larger radius and use A as center. The first step to draw a tangent to two unequal circles is to establish our center line. So I'll start by drawing my center line, horizontal line. Next step is to draw a circle of radius 25 millimeters at center A. The next step is to open my compass to 75 millimeters. Which is the distance between center A and center B. From A, describe a small arc. This is my point B. The next step is to draw a circle at point B having a radius 15 millimeters. Using B as center, draw a circle The next step is to find the center, the midpoint between A and B. The objective is to draw a semicircle to pass through point A and point B. So to bisect AB, open your compass more than half length of line AB. Draw first arc. Without changing the radius, go across to point B. Draw your second arc. Oops. It's not so clean. Next step, at the point where the bisector cuts line AB, use that point as center. Extend your compass from the center to B or A. Draw your semicircle. Now is where the rule applies. In this case, big R is 25. Small r is 15. There are two ways in which you can subtract this. You may do this mathematically or you may do it geometrically. 25 minus 15 is 10. That's one way. So the radius here is 10 millimeters. Geometrically, which is most accurate, is to open your compass to the radius of this smaller circle, in this case B, using this point as center, using here as center. Describe an arc at a point here. what is left, this point, is the remainder. Using A as center, open your compass to AM, scribe an arc to cut the semicircle. At the point where the arc meets the semicircle, we're going to draw a line from here through that point to cut the circumference. At the point where the line cuts the circumference is our first tangent point. This is T1. To generate our second tangential point, draw a parallel line from here through center B. To do that, we'll use 2 set squared. Use 2 set squares here to so we align our set square with the first point, then we slide all the way out to this point. At a point where the parallel line cuts the circle is our second tangential point, which we'll label T2. T2. The next step is to draw your tangent line. Draw a line from T1 through T2. There we go. This is our tangent. T-A-N tangent. And it's always good to dimension your work. So dimension here. Using a different color. Radius here is 25 or 25. Radius across B (15). Distance between centers 75. For this I'll use my T-square. T-square I use to draw horizontal lines. I tend to use my T-square to draw vertical lines too. But we normally use T-square along with a set square to draw vertical lines, vertical or inclined lines. This is 75. Typically, your dimension should be aligned in the center of your annotation should be aligned in the middle of the dimension. So this is basically it. So just to recap, the first step is to establish your center line, horizontal and vertical. You don't necessarily need to draw on a vertical line, but establish point A. Then you may want to go ahead and establish your point B. Then draw the first circle, then second circle. The next step is to draw a semicircle to pass through point A and point B, both centers. Then we apply the golden rule. The golden rule says that we always subtract the smaller radius from the bigger radius for external tangent. Always. At the point what is left, we use that to draw an arc to cut this semicircle. So the importance of the semicircle here is to get the point where the remainder meets that point. Alright? We draw a line from that point to the circumference. At the point where the line cuts the circumference is our first tangential point. Once we have the first one, we basically use both set squares or a set square and a straight edge to draw a parallel line from center B. At the point where the parallel line cuts the circumference of the circle is our point T2. And the final step would be to draw a line through that. That's basically it.